All right, today we have a situation where we've got some water damage. And what's happening is the water's coming down through there. You can see that it's causing all this wood to rot. Yeah, it's all rotted up there. So this eventually will have to come down and be replaced. But first you have to solve the water problem, otherwise it just comes right back. And the tricky thing with water is to find where it's coming from. And I've got a couple suspicions. Now when I look up there, I can see that piece of metal is flared out at the top, and it's leaning this way. So that would make the water, that would catch all the water coming down that wall and push it into that corner right there and create a water problem. So that could be the whole problem right there. But there's another problem up top that I think is also either the main source or contributing to the problem, or will be a future contributor to the problem. So let's go take a look here. Now this is where the water comes out from here, and I'll get to this in a second, but the water comes out here. But if you look, you can see it's already jammed up with debris. So things are coming up off the roof or down the roof, getting into this area and then blocking this from allowing the water to escape. So this spout is ineffective because of the tree debris. Now that's a problem that's a little harder to solve because you're always going to get things coming in. But when I go up, I think you'll see that there's the root of the problem is the last fix, or supposed fix. You can see again where the debris is settling, and since the debris is settling in a specific way, it gives you a good indication of where the water is running, because the water is pushing everything into a specific location. So there you can see it pushing it to that back corner, so that's probably a low spot. And of course here it's pushing it here, and then you can see right here this is going to be a low spot, and you know, a lot of debris. So all the water is going to sit here. Now maybe this is waterproof. They put this copper tub in here to waterproof it as a fix. But you don't want to hold water. You want to let water flow, because eventually it gets somewhere. And even if this is watertight now, at some point in time it won't be. So the key, if you look at all the roofing and all water mitigation issues, they always want to move the water, not try to trap it. They don't want to store it somewhere. Same thing here. I'm gonna come back here. This could be part of the problem too. Now this, I'm not really a fan of the way they do this, but it is what it is. It's here already. So they've caulked it, but when you get up here, see it's no longer sealing. So this can actually be worse, because the water can get in here, get behind here, and then it has no way to escape. So then it pools and puddles up behind the wall, and then you run into those problems. So this could be running inside the house. It can be getting inside your interior walls and causing damage. Now here, you know, again, some more rotted wood, and this is covered, so it shouldn't be getting hit by rain. So the water has to be coming from somewhere else, and it's probably coming from here. It's probably coming behind, getting here, going behind the wall, and then rotting out that surface. So let's go take another look at up here. See what might be going on. Okay. Yeah, I can feel this is already crowned. So this surface is crowning and pushing water that way. Let's put the level on it now. Yeah. Wow, you see how much it has to come up? So if I just put the level here, now watch the bubble here. So if you look, now we got 2 fingers from here to here. That means we've got a lot of water piling up there. And if you got to get up, you know, if it's got to come up 2 fingers from here, that means the water is going to sit there at this level. Okay, what is that, 1.5 inches or so? 1.5 inches, 2 inches, let's say 1.5 inches. You're going to get 1.5 inches of water just pooling here before it ever starts moving this way. And even when the water is deep enough to move to the drain, you still will have 1.5 inches of water that just remains sitting in that corner. So what we're going to have to do is build this up here so that it slopes away. Again, we're not trying to stop the water, we're trying to move the water. So we have to get some sort of surface in here that moves the water away from this back corner. And then here again, let's move this out of the way. My level's a little too long for this, but let's just see if this is settling in. Same thing. We have, this is settling in. So now, if we go the opposite way, again, we've got a situation where this is sloping, which would be good if there were a drain here. But I can see it's, again, my level won't fit, but I can just see it where this is the low spot and this is higher. Now, I can't show you how much higher. Again, the level's just too long, but you can visually see it. It's a little, maybe difficult in the camera, but if you were here, you would see it, and it's very obvious. So again, the same thing. We have to build something up here to move the water to this drain. So we want to come off this surface this way, and we want to come off the back surface this way, so that we're funneling the water here and allowing it to escape. The worst thing you can do is trap water. When you trap water, you always have trouble. So now we just have to find a good way to move this. Now this is fine, this is all good. I mean, this overlaps this. So conceptually, these parts are good. And functionally they're good, I assume. This can be a little bit of a problem. Again, you know, you can see they caulked it at some point in time. Here's the caulk on the roof, and here's the caulk on the metal, but they're no longer connected, which means the water is just going down through here. And here they've got it flashed up. I can't tell how high that is. But again, kind of a good way, but not really, because this, I mean, where's that going? There's really nothing that's protecting that surface. It's nothing keeping that water from getting back there. So again, here we're gonna have to do something to get that water to push away. And we're not really too concerned about how pretty this is going to look, because you can't see this from the lower level. Unless you get up on the roof, you'll never see this area. So there's really not even a reason to have this as a concave type of surface. Could have come right up to here and just come straight over. That's how I would have done it originally. But since it's already built this way, you know, well, I guess we're going to leave the tub and then just find a way to come higher there, bring it up there, and funnel it into this surface here. Now, from the ground, it sure looked like it was sloping towards the house. So let's just verify. Yeah, sure enough, you see how it's sloping. So we've got a situation where it's backwards. So that piece, that should be sloping that way, not towards the house. You want to move water away from the house, not to the house. So whoever did that screwed that up too. All right, well, let's find a solution here. And again, this doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be effective.